Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, we're going to make 3 different sandwich recipes. Of course, all 3 of these are very quick and easy to make and just a nice little change from making some super fancy dinner. I think everybody enjoys just a quick and easy sandwich recipe, so let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you how to make them. Starting off today, we're going to make some roast beef sliders. For these, you will need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then over to my cutting board, I'm going to begin slicing 2 whole yellow onions. Once they are sliced, you'll move over to a skillet and add 1 tablespoon of butter along with 1 tablespoon of oil. I am using avocado oil. Once that is nice and hot, go ahead and add in your onions. To season these up, I'm going to add a couple shakes of salt and pepper. I also added about a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme, but I am going to be honest, I really wish I would have skipped on the thyme. If you really enjoy the flavor of it, go ahead and add it, but if you're not the biggest fan, I would definitely skip it. I gave them one more good stir, and then I'm just going to let these sit here until I'm ready to use them. Next, into this little measuring cup here, I have about 2.5 to 3 tablespoons of butter. Into the same measuring cup, I'm also going to add half a package of onion soup mix. Then you'll just stick that in the microwave and melt the butter and make sure it's stirred up really well. Moving on now to our slider buns, I went ahead and cut them in half and laid them on a baking sheet with some parchment paper. I went ahead and added 3 slices of provolone to the bottom set of buns. On top of the provolone, then you're going to add on your roast beef. I added about half a pound of roast beef onto each set of slider buns. Then on top of the roast beef, you'll add the onions. And then onto each side, you'll go ahead and add 3 more slices of provolone cheese, or if you want to use mozzarella on top, you can do that as well. Going back to our onion soup mix and butter mixture, I'm going to take that and just top off each of these by covering the top set of buns. Now we like our top buns to get a little bit crispy, but if you want to prevent that from happening, then you can go ahead and tent some foil over the top of this and let these bake in the oven for about 15 to 17 minutes and remove the foil at about the 12-minute mark. You just want to make sure the cheese is melted and the roast beef is warmed all the way through. While those are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my au jus gravy. I am just using 1 package of this and following the directions on the back. Here is what my sliders looked like coming out of the oven. Like I said, as long as the cheese is melted and the roast beef in the center is nice and warm, these are ready to go. To serve these, you'll just add a little bowl of your au jus alongside with them, and then you will dip the sliders directly into the au jus. We actually did not have anything else to go along with this. These were pretty filling on their own. Just beware, they are a little bit messy from the au jus gravy. This is something I always go to for an easy lunch when it's just me. I love to have these veggie sandwiches. The first thing you need to do for this one is go ahead and make the spread. So as you can see, I went ahead and chopped up 2 green onions. Then over here in this bowl, I have 2 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. If your cream cheese is still really cold, you'll want to stick it in the microwave and make sure it's nice and easy to stir. Then you'll add in 3 tablespoons of sour cream. Give that a little mix together, and then you're also going to add in a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and a dash of pepper. Now you can really mix this together, and then you're just going to set it aside for right now. Next, I'm going to go ahead and slice up 1 Roma tomato, a small section of some cucumber. I am using some English cucumber today, leaving just a little bit of the skin on. And then I'm also going to slice up half of an avocado. For these, I do like to toast my bread, so I went ahead and toasted 2 slices of bread. And then onto the first slice, you'll go ahead and add a nice big scoop of that spread. The spread is my favorite part of this, so make sure you're adding plenty of it. Next, you're going to add some carrot. I like to use shredded carrot, it just works a lot better. On top of the carrot, then I'm adding a little bit of spinach and arugula mix. Next, I'm using a slice and a half of mozzarella cheese, or you can use provolone. And then once all that's on there, we're going to go ahead and add everything that we chopped up. So first, I'm just starting with the avocado. I do like to sprinkle just a little bit of salt and pepper on here. You can do this over top of the tomato if you want to, but I just went ahead and did it on the avocado. Then you'll add your cucumber and tomato, followed by another slice and a half of your cheese. Then you will finish it off with another slice of toasted bread with more of the cream cheese spread. Here's what it looked like on my plate. I did just eat this by itself. Like I said, I make these for lunches all the time. The cream cheese spread makes enough for 2 sandwiches, so if you're going to be making more than that, obviously you'll have to double the recipe. These veggie sandwiches are a nice meatless option, and they are a nice lighter lunch as well. Now we're going to make this ham and mozzarella grilled cheese sandwich. To begin, I'm just going to add just a little bit of butter into my skillet. You don't have to add a lot. And then we're going to start taking some ham. I believe I was using a honey ham on this day. And you're going to lay the ham in here in a way that it'll fit perfectly on the bun once you remove it from the pan. So taking 3 slices, I just layered those on top of each other and let those cook in the butter for about 2 minutes before flipping it over and letting the other side brown for another 2 minutes. Now moving over here to my cutting board, I have my bread already sitting out, and instead of using butter to butter the bread, I'm actually going to use mayonnaise. If you don't have any butter, this is a great little swap you can do. This also adds a little bit different of a flavor, and I personally think it makes the bread a little bit crunchier than butter does. Now that my bread is prepared and the ham is all done cooking as well, I'm going to go ahead and add a slice and a half of mozzarella cheese onto each bottom piece of bread. Then you'll add the ham, and as you can see, it fits perfectly onto the bread because of how we laid it into the skillet. Then on top of the ham, you'll add another slice and a half of cheese, followed by the other slice of bread. Now I'm just going to transfer these over to a skillet and brown them up just like you would with a normal grilled cheese sandwich. Here's what our plates looked like in the end. So as you can see, I just went ahead and made some potato wedges to go with this, keeping it nice and simple and easy. The outside of the bread will brown up really nicely, just like it will with butter, but like I said, I think it gets a little extra crispy, which I do enjoy. These ham sandwiches do get a little bit drippy, but they are so delicious and just a nice little change from your traditional ham and cheese sandwich. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you did make it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave me a flower down in the comments below to let me know that you did, and I will see you back here on Wednesday for a new video. Bye!